This is Josh Friedman wrapping up a Balkan excursion through the former Yugoslavia. Today I'm going to discuss balkanization, and there probably is no better place to do that than right here. I'm standing in the middle of a divided city. I'm on top the Mitrovica bridge, which divides Mitrovica, Kosovo, between Mitrovica here to the south, the Albanian side. You can see the mosque. And North Mitrovica, which is actually a separate municipality. You can see the Serbian side here. The bridge connecting these two cities, and arguably two countries, is blocked. It is not open to traffic. You can see the Kosovo Force K4 police stationed over there. There have been many riots here, many violent demonstrations. Some people have been killed. There's a park right here that blocks the bridge. It's called the Peace Park. This is on the Serbian side. You can see there's a cross here to designate the Serbian side, a cross over there too. And Serbs placed a Peace Park sign right there. And then I'll show you what they previously used to block the bridge. Before they put a park there, there was quite a lot of concrete and rock blocking the bridge. When you cross from the south to the north of Mitrovica, you're entering an area with a different language, a different currency, a different phone network. You can see it actually says Telecom Serbia right over there. That's the Telecom Serbia building. Different license plates. People actually have to change their license plates to cross from south to north, and there are a couple other bridges in town where you can cross from south to North Mitrovica. The southern side is the larger, more populated area, and it's quite representative of this country. The Albanian population is growing. Albanians comprise about 90% of Kosovo, and Serbs, I believe now, less than 10%. And the young people are staying on the Albanian side, and the young people tend to leave the Serb side. On the Albanian side, City Hall has got flags in front. The flag that is in the middle is the American flag, and in addition to there being the Kosovo and I believe the Albanian flag, there is also the EU flag and the NATO flag. And I would argue that Kosovo is a country now, and that is because it has the backing of the West, but specifically the United States military and NATO. But this city remains divided, and it is a perfect opportunity to discuss balkanization. When many people hear balkanization, they associate it with different groups, typically different ethnic groups fighting with one another. And that's definitely a component of it, but a more dictionary definition of balkanization is when an area is broken up into lots of smaller areas or countries or organizations or places that are governed by lots of different groups. And that's what happened in the Balkans. The area was almost entirely controlled by the Ottoman Empire. That changed in the 19th century. The Austro-Hungarian Empire did control some of the Balkans, but it was primarily Ottoman controlled. And then it was broken up into lots of different countries, and for much of the 20th century it was comprised of Yugoslavia, the South Slavic countries united, forming Yugoslavia, and Albania. But Yugoslavia broke up. Out of that emerged 6 countries that were formerly republics, plus Kosovo. And Kosovo is divided between north and south, not just the city, but Kosovo, the state, or region, or whatever you call it. This is the Ibar River. It divides not only the city of Mitrovica between north and south, but Kosovo between north and south. Here's another look at the bridge, with the north being the Serb part primarily of Kosovo, and the south primarily being the Albanian part. So how balkanized has this area been? Well, it was Ottoman, and then it was broken up into Serbia and Albania. They argue over whose control it was. Yugoslavia was broken up. This country was Serbia, and now within it there is Kosovo, which is a disputed territory, but I would argue it is a country that remains divided in half. Now, I speak about the area and this bridge at an interesting time, because the European Union is involved in all affairs here, and the European Union just negotiated a deal with Serbia and Kosovo to open up this bridge, to remove the blockade and to open it up to traffic in both directions. Now, Kosovo may or may not be a country. I argue it is, others argue it is not. But it appears that most of the decisions here are being made in Brussels. And that makes you wonder to what extent there has not only been balkanization here, but there has also been divide and rule, or divide and conquer, however you would want to describe it. Some argue that the West carried out a plan to break up Yugoslavia, which was a strong state and a military force in Europe, and to divide it into lots of smaller countries so that it could be integrated into Europe, into the West, and even into NATO. I believe there is some validity to that. Everywhere around Kosovo and the Albanian areas, you see not only the Kosovo and Albanian flags, but also the American flag and the EU flag, and even the NATO flag is displayed in very prominent positions. Well, whether or not there was some conspiracy, I do see a connection between balkanization and divide and rule. When an area gets balkanized, when neighbors turn on one another, when different ethnic groups can no longer intermarry, live peacefully, even trust one another, well, it opens up the opportunity for a larger and stronger entity to exercise divide and rule, to come in and, in a sense, conquer the place. Is that happening here? I don't know. Time will tell. Maybe this really will be a peace park. Not a peace park in the sense that it blocks the bridge, but there's supposed to be more pedestrian development of the area under these new agreements, and maybe under European Union leadership, the divisions will break down and people of Albanian and of Serb ethnicities and even more will mix and start living peacefully and more happily together. I'm not sure if that's what's in store, but what a fascinating place and what a perfect opportunity to explore this concept of balkanization. I'm a little disappointed that this Balkan excursion, this Balkanize me excursion, is coming to an end. But it has been fascinating, and I'm thrilled to wrap it up here on the Mitrovica bridge in Kosovo. This will be my last time, at least during this excursion, that I will be saying ciao.